Welcome YouTube, this is Emperor Dion. You know, my brand new phone here is really a big help in terms of making videos, but what are we going to be talking about today? So, I had a commenter. I'm likely going to put his comment here so you can see it. We had a commenter sit here and say something along the lines of, oh, I don't think you're even gold-pilled. So, he was basically criticizing what I said about anti-natalists. Now, here's the thing. Now, this particular guy, his name is Reject Express. He's been a pretty regular commenter on my channel, so I don't want to piss him off, per se. You know, but this guy tried to sit here and say that he doesn't believe that I'm gold pill. Well, first of all, what is the gold pill? I made the gold pill, by the way. I was the first person who really came up with a coherent purpose for what gold pill even means. Gold pill means that there are systemic solutions to systemic problems. So now that we've established what the gold pill even means, what is my gold pill truth? My gold pill truth is that we must establish a monastic order. And so this is largely what the gold pill is concerned with. But okay, this guy, I don't know why the hell he thought, or I don't know why the hell he's coming at me, you know, upset that I spoke against anti-natalism. Because it's not like I make these things a secret. It's not like I make what I believe a secret here. I've spoken against anti-natalism a lot of times. Guys, I am not an anti-natalist. I am very pro-natalist. I've said this numerous times. I don't know how the fuck you can watch my channel and think for a second that I am anti-natalist. Anti-natalism is an expression of the black pill. The black pill is not exactly nihilism, but it goes hand in hand with nihilism, pretty much. Most self-professed black pillars are nihilist. Okay? So, anti-natalism, at its core, he was saying something along the lines of anti-natalists don't hate children. That's not at all what I said, by the way, in the video he's responding to. No, it doesn't matter whether you hate children or not. What is the fundamental core of anti-natalism? It's that you don't want to have children. So if you don't want to have children, then that means you are anti-life. Because what is the purpose of not having children? It means you are anti-life. You believe that humanity should die off. You believe that this whole thing should cease to exist. So the core of anti-natalism is anti-life. Those of you who paid attention to my videos, what is something that I've spoken against? I've spoken against modern society for the reasons that it is anti-life. And by the way, you know, he tries to come at this from the angle of basically if you're not anti-natalist, that you're somehow a blue pill, that if you buy into the whole notion of relationships, marriage, having kids, if you buy into that, then you're blue pilled, pretty much. Here's the problem with that, though. You guys know that most women, most Western women, are anti-natalists, right? Yeah, pay attention to what most modern Western women say and do. I mean, they end up having kids, most of them, because they get impregnated by Chad ultimately. But if you pay attention to what they say, you know, most Western women are anti-natalists. So anti-natalism is not a fringe idea, guys. As a matter of fact, the system wants you to be anti-natalist. That's why women are anti-natalist, by the way. Women, by and large, are anti-natalist. So if you are an anti-natalist, you are not, I'm sorry to tell you, you're not on the side of the fringe movement. You're not on the side of being based. You're not based at all. You're actually part of the mainstream if you're anti-natalist. No, women are anti-natalist. Women just so happen to not end up being anti-natalist in practice because they end up getting impregnated by Chad. And then they have the kid because it's Chad. You know, it's only like you incels that are like anti-natalists and actually in a practical sense that are truly anti-natalist because don't know girls want you. You see, that's pretty fucked up and sad, the reason why you are, but that's, you know, you guys are buying into what the system wanted you to believe. Because let me tell you something, the billionaires, the elites, they're not antinatalists. The billionaires are having 10, 11 kids each. And all those kids may not be as successful as their billionaire parents, but nonetheless, the billionaires are not antinatalist guys. No, the billionaires are making you guys be antinatalist. Antinatalism is a function of just simply not having the resources too. A lot of people don't want to have kids, citing money as the issue, which, by the way, I think that's bullshit. No, like, antinatalism is what poor people are doing. Antinatalism is a poor man's philosophy. Okay? The rich, the billionaires, they're all having kids. The mainstream idea is to not have kids. The mainstream idea is to be antinatalist. Now, last week I put out a video talking about the purpose of the monastic philosophy and this and that. And one of the things I brought up in that video, it got struck down for hate speech. God knows why. But one of the things I said in that video was that the purpose of the monastic order, which is my gold pill solution to the way things are going, one of the purposes of that is to form a tribe. How are you going to form a tribe if you are an antinatalist? Answer me this, Reject Express. How are you going to build a tribe if you were antinatalist? You see, like, this is, you want to say I'm not gold pill. You don't even know what the gold pill is. How can you? I made the gold pill. The gold pill is that there is a systemic solution to systemic issues. Okay? It is a fundamental rejection of nihilism and a rejection of the anti-life world. The system made you guys antinatalists. Don't sit here and bitch at me and be mad at me because I chose to go the opposite direction of that. Okay? Like, the way that the world has instructed you to go, as far as the West is concerned, yeah, they want you to be antinatalist so they can replace you with immigrants. And that is what Western people are largely doing, you see. Now, it's not, I do know some extra data to this that, it's not really going the way that a lot of people think it's going, but because, like, Native people still have more kids than immigrants do, ultimately. So it doesn't really matter how many immigrants they bring in. The Native population will still be what it is. But I'm saying the elites, they still want their immigrants flooding in. They don't care what happens to the immigrants once they're here. They still want the immigrants in. And it behooves them to convince you to be antinatalists. And women, being as impressionable as they are, yeah, women are antinatalists, even though they still end up having children. But you incels are the only people that have truly stuck by the principles of antinatalism. You've been convinced to wipe yourself out. Good job. Guys, you can only have a tribe if you have children. You can only form a monastic order if you're ultimately having children that's going to take that forward past your own demise. Like, are you guys kidding me here? Like, what in the world made you think that I was antinatalist? I'm fundamentally against antinatalism for the very simple fact that you cannot form a tribe being anti-natalist. And again, this is not an original idea. Antinatalism is not an original idea, guys. You guys think you're being so deep with the whole, oh, why would you bring a kid into this world knowing how bad this world is to suffer? Get the fuck out of here with that loser shit, man. No, like, that is some loser shit. You only think that the world is fucked up because you are a loser. You are losing. Guys, like, the whole monastic thing tells you to pick your ass up and become a man of excellence. To become someone who is a step above average. Someone who is exceptional. A man of exceptionalism. This is what I literally talk about when I say be monastic. So, if that is what I'm telling you to do, why the fuck would I sit here with this antinatalist bullshit, which is fundamentally a loser's mentality of, oh, woe is me, the world is so fucking shit. Why would you bring a kid into this shit? Well, I'm sorry, you just think that way because you're a loser. It's the truth, guys. I'm just sitting here telling you raw like it is. You guys are only anti-natalists because you're losers. You're losing in the world. You're accepting defeat. You want to be anti-life, then go right ahead. The world encourages that right now. But if you really actually want to be a renegade, if you really actually want to be going against the system, if you really actually want to be detached from the system, you would not be pro-natalist. You would not be anti-natalist. You'd be pro-natalist. You'd be having as many kids as you can get. Okay? You'd be forming a tribe. You'd be part of a monastic order with your own system, with your own society. I don't know how the hell Reject Express watch my channel as many times as I say, form a new society, form a new system, form a tribe, go monastic. I don't know how the hell you get anti-natalism out of any of that. The gold pill in of itself cannot be, like, why would anti-natalism be part of the gold pill too? Like, anti-natalism is part of nihilism. The reason why you guys are anti-natalist is because you're losers. The reason why you're anti-natalist is because you're a nihilist. You've given up on life. You've embraced death. So, because you've embraced death, okay, you don't see the point in creating new life. That's all part of the black pill. Okay, the gold pill is named such because it's supposed to be an ascension beyond that immature loser's rage is what it really amounts to. And it's like, hey, no, we're not going to be anti-life. We're going to be pro-life. We're going to grab life by the horns. We're going to do what it takes to live life in a victorious faction. Okay? And so, to be gold pill fundamentally is diametrically opposed to anti-natalism. If you want to be a fucking loser and embrace death, then you go right on over there. There's plenty of people with you, including women. Including women. That is not a fringe idea. That is a very mainstream idea to be anti-natalist. You're not going against any system being anti-natalist. No, you are giving into death and you are admitting defeat. And I'm not with it. I'm not with that shit. I'm not on that type of energy. And I don't know what part of my content that you saw that convinced you that I was on that time. No, Emperor Dion does not endorse antinatalism because you were embracing death, because you are basically just rage quitting. You're a loser. You're just admitting that you're a loser. Like what? Okay, if you're an antinatalist, go over there and die then, and don't have no kids. Leave me the fuck alone. We monastics over here, we're having kids. We're building a system. You guys think I'm joking about this stuff? No, I'm dead serious. We're having kids over here. We're building a system. We're building our own society. You go over there and die with no kids. I don't want to be with it. No, we're going to have our money, our assets, our system, and our children who are going to carry our ideals forward. Okay? So with that being said, I don't know what the hell this guy got in his head thinking that I was at all on board with antinatalism, or that you can even tell me what the hell the gold pill even is when I fucking made it. I made it, dude. I made this. I made it. The blue pill? You want to call someone blue pill? No, like that antinatalist shit is the blue pill. That is the blue pill, because that is literally what the system wants out of you right now. That's why women believe it. That's why women are out here aborting their kids. That's why women are out here, like, you're not a woman though. You're an incel guy. Women get impregnated by Chad. But you're an incel guy, so yeah, you can be a true antinatalist. And that's only a feature of the fact that you're a loser. You're an antinatalist because you're a loser. Don't nobody want to have sex with you. You got no realistic prospects of having kids. You're admitting it by being an antinatalist. At least you're being honest there in your ideals. But I'm not with it. And the monastic cause cannot be with that, because the monastic cause would just be a complete dead end if we were anti-natalist. What system are we going to build if we're not having children? I guess that drives the point home well enough. You know, the gold pill is diametrically opposed to anti-natalism. And with that being said, you know, the system is the one that convinced you guys to not have kids, guys. And I know it's hard out here. A lot of guys are going to lose. But Emperor Dion ain't going to be one of them. And nobody who's part of my monastic order is going to be allowed to lose either. No, we're all having kids. We're all going to be up. We're all going to survive. Unless the system comes and directly targets us or whatever. You know, I highly doubt that. We ain't doing shit over here. So with that being said, this has been Emperor Dion the Lion. I've said what I got to say about this. You know, I'm quite flabbergasted from this guy. Go sit here and try to tell me I'm not what my own ideology that I came up with is. Like, fuck out of here, man. I hope I didn't upset you too much. You probably did. A lot of people these days are fucking effeminate as fuck anyway. Probably get very up in his feelings about the fact that I'm responding to him. Whatever. We'll see. That being said, I'll go ahead and sign off now. Peace. Later.